Story 1. The Man Who Didn't Blink. It was a little after 2 a.m. when Danielle's phone buzzed with a motion alert from her doorbell camera. At first, she assumed it was a raccoon or maybe the wind, but when she opened the live feed, she froze. A man was standing directly in front of her camera, so close that his breath fogged the lens. He wasn't moving. He wasn't speaking. He wasn't even blinking. He just stared straight at the door, like he already knew Danielle was watching him. After almost 40 seconds of complete stillness, he slowly tilted his head to the side. And that's when Danielle noticed something worse. He had a knife, pressed flat against his leg. Hidden from the angle of the street, but visible to the camera, Danielle dialed 911, whispering to the operator. But before officers could arrive, the man stepped back and smiled. He then said something, too quiet to hear through the door, but her camera recorded it. When she played it back later, the audio enhanced the whisper, "I know you're awake." The man was never found, but every few weeks, around the same time, Danielle still gets motion alerts. Her porch looks empty, but her camera sometimes picks up a faint, distorted whisper on the microphone. Story 2. The Visitor Who Knew Her Name. Jason lived in a quiet neighborhood, and his doorbell camera rarely captured anything more than delivery drivers. But one night he got an alert around 12:47 a.m. A woman was standing at his door. She looked lost, nervous, constantly glancing over her shoulder. Jason almost opened the door to ask if she needed help, until she said something that made his skin crawl. She leaned close to the camera and whispered, "Jason, please open the door." He froze. She wasn't someone he knew. He replayed it twice, thinking he misheard, but she had said his name perfectly. Then she began knocking, soft at first, then harder, then violently pounding as if begging to be let in. Jason called out through the door, "Who are you?" She immediately stopped, and then, in a completely different tone, calm, monotone, almost robotic, she said, "Let me in, Jason. I'm supposed to be inside." He backed away from the door as the woman slowly turned her head toward the camera, staring into it like she could see directly into his living room. She stepped back, smiled unnaturally wide, and then sprinted off into the darkness. Police found nothing, but for the next several nights, Jason's camera detected movement around the same time. Only this time the woman never appeared on the video. Only her voice did. Story 3. The Crawling Man. Olivia was home alone while her husband worked a night shift. Around 3 a.m., she heard the familiar ping of a motion alert. Half asleep, she checked the feed casually. What she saw woke her up instantly. A man was crawling across her driveway, not walking, not standing. Crawling like an animal, with his head tilted upward, watching the camera the entire time. He moved slowly, dragging his limbs, smearing dirt on the concrete. When he reached the steps, he stopped, lifted himself onto his elbows, and waved at the camera. Then he whispered, "I'm just checking who's awake." Olivia grabbed her phone to call the police, and that's when the man climbed out of the frame, crawling underneath the porch where her camera couldn't see. Officers searched everywhere but found no trace of him. 2 weeks later, Olivia and her husband installed extra cameras around the house. And on the very first night, one of them recorded something disturbing. Fingerprints smeared across the underside of their porch, as if someone had been crawling there for hours.